But now, about to witness the awesome crushing might of the Eugene and Robinson show. Stomper! Well, my friend, she was showing that season never ends. This is version number 3. Wait a minute. What's the number? 3, whatever the number this show is, this is it. Playing us in as he has every week since 2007. Stigmata. Intro, all of nothing from the record, Calling of the Just. Still available from Revelation Records in Huntington Beach, California. Where they hit you to death, hit your car with a hammer, shoot you to death at a nightclub, and run your mayor pro tem out of town on the rail. We can open up a substandard restaurant that will fail in Central Florida somewhere. There it is. I said, listen well. Hey, Candy has got me. What show is this? What number? 331 or 341? I can't remember.
Way back nowhere. I took my time
When I could not see so bad, when I'm taking a real good look at you. I'm taking a real good look at your face. Your favorite. Your favorite is always nothing. Not too soon. Well, I'm dysregulated. I'm discombobulated. I'm confused. And all on account of that. How's that? There we go. All right. All on account. All on account of that plucky Hibernian, the rapist Conor McGregor, Conor McNuggets. I even use it. I did like Tony Ferguson's use of McNuggets. But I also use that to create another level because I know the libel laws and slander in the UK are somewhat serious. As a guy Tony, Carl D'Amata, yeah, I on the Oxbow newsletter, I called him some names and then found out from a friend that he was seriously considering legal action. And somebody had to talk sense into him like, are you kidding? Are you kidding? You're a show promoter. You are going to wade into this by taking to court. I'm not even going to say a well-loved figure. I don't know that I'm a well-loved figure of any kind, but taking to court, look, that puts you in peril in a number of different ways. First of all, he doesn't have anything that you could get, so he's not going to fulfill any sort of judgment. Secondly, you got to meet this guy if you're going to stay in the business at some point or another, providing he remembers your name and what you look like. Additionally, you are having repeated in public as often as possible what he said in the newsletter, probably only listened to by 100 people or read by 100 people. So they talked him out of suing me. So when it came to the rapist, Conor McGregor, it seemed opportune and easily available to use McNuggets. Tony Ferguson gave birth to it. I liked it and ran with it. It made me laugh. But at this point now, I'm going to give all the credit to the McGregor clan and go back to the rapist Conor McGregor, because that's what he is. Like an old coach of mine who sued me over the fight book, but also would note with regularity draft dodger Muhammad Ali. Technically, They're not even technically, don't have to use any modifiers or adverbs. Muhammad Ali was a draft dodger. You could call Martin Luther King an ex-con. Yeah, I'm scratching my foot. Thank you. So here we are at a 3, 4, 1 of the UJS Robinson Show, Stomper. And let's get some housekeeping stuff out of the way. First housekeeping bit. That's gonna move. If I move it, I'm not gonna pick it up right now. I'll do it at the end of the show. I'm dying here. I'll do it at the end of the show. Commercials next week. This time might be a little tough to do the show. As usual on Thanksgiving. The show will get done on Monday of next week, if you care about such things, mostly because of travel time on Sunday. Same with the Substack. If you've read the Substack, you know just where this show is going. It shouldn't have been, if you were somewhat reading the real news versus MMA news, you know precisely what's been on the mind this week. But let's get the housekeeping out of the way. The housekeeping out of the way specifically is TM has been a steady contributor to the raise $100 a week to pay June to put this show up. Those of you who give, it's welcome. Those of you who don't give, what can I say about those who don't give? That's okay. I'll just sit in the dark like a dog and eat wet cigarettes while you enjoy high quality sports and culture entertainment. Speaking of which, I got something big planned for the week that the fraudster Carlos Watson is being sentenced, which is December 13th. So you got something to look forward to. Keep your eyes and ears open for that. But let's get into this past week. London's in the house. Let's get into. So I was talking about the libel laws there. You just missed it, where Carl D'Amato was gonna. And then I took that seriously too, and started calling him Carla Tomato. And then he just lost interest in trying to sue me. And I don't, at this point now, I don't even remember what the grievance was about. It's like that great Marx Brothers thing where they say, hey, what was that name you called me again? Was it donkey? No. Jackass? No. 7 words. Start with the letter U. 7 letters. Start with the letter Upstart. That was it. Slaps him in the face. You do realize that that is McGregor guilty. The anuses of the world say yes, McGregor is guilty. But let's start off with the week. I mean, the week for me usually starts. Yeah, I know there's a Monday, but it usually starts for me on if the shoes fit. So Tuesdays are usually the start of the week. And these are all the things that give frame the experience of my week. I'm now also under deadline pressure. I got to write a piece for Decibel tonight. They've given me 0 scant warning. I should be able to remember. The new piece. I'll just show you now. I'm not going to wait to end the show because it's not that big of a deal. Oh, it is that big of a deal. What am I talking about? It was kind of nice. The new issue of Decibel. I'm covering up my address, but I don't care if you have it. There you go. Send me mail. There you go. So, and the new issue of Decibel magazine, and Kevin Stewart Pankow did a piece on us. I don't really like the piece because we talked for an hour, and they put in some stuff. He mostly talks about Oxbow, Oxbow, and the house in Spain, but that was kind of nice. That was kind of nice, and then of course I got the. Here you go. And that's the back cover. So it's a big week. I'm always excited to get that, to pick that up when it shows up in the mail. But then suddenly something happened, which I wasn't expecting. I had completely forgotten it. It was out of my mind. It was I don't know how I forgot about it. But of course, it was them. Maybe because I'm looking at the trembling, nervous, wet-eyed financial fraudster Carlos Watson and the videos that he's been putting out. I'm not going to link to them. I'm not going to tell you where they are. They are pathetic. They are pathetic. And what he does something pretty fucking amazing. And this ties into what we're going to talk about. His chief operating officer was a guy named Samir Rao, and his chief of staff, or I don't even remember the made up name thing that he called her, this woman named Susie Hahn. They both pled guilty and turned state's evidence against the fraudster Watson. So Watson has now got some video, which I've talked about, called something like, what did I say? I said, I can't remember. Anyway, Watson had done this thing where he had this. It's called what the hell is it called? Like the Carlos Watson tragedy. It could happen to your son. I would like to interview Carlos, but he can't contact me by court order until he's sentenced. So even though he is now about 3 miles from where I'm sitting, he can't contact me. And if I contact him, I think I put him in legal peril if he speaks to me. So my people contacted his people about the interview. Still waiting to hear. Thus far, Variety is the only place I've seen talk about this movie. Maybe Vanity Fair. I don't remember this documentary. And in it, he says Susie Hahn was the chief of staff. Samir Rao he goes, 3 mistakes I've made. And it opens up with this. He said, 1 mistake, you hire a better team. I should never have hired Samir Rao and Susie Hahn, who were having an affair, by the way. And I was like, oh, whoa. And I looked in dude's eyes when he said it. I worked there for 9.5 years. I was employee number 1. As you well know, I have my eyes and ears open. I know about the people that had sex on his glass top desk when he was in the office. I know all the chicanery. I know all the dirt. But that I had never got an inkling of. Not a single time. And moreover, it's one of those fantabulous lies that completely confuses everybody around, because one, it grants the teller of the lie no significant benefit. Right? No significant benefit. Unless the idea is that I know that there are rumors going around that Samir and I were lovers, and I know I'm going to prison, and I don't want this to precede me to prison because I don't want to spend the next 5 years getting raped. So maybe I'll just put out there that he was having an affair with this woman, so we couldn't possibly be having a homosexual affair. So don't rape me when I go to prison. I don't know. That's a real aggressive reach. Moreover, it's a kind of lie that doesn't benefit you at all. Secondly, it's a lie that does grenade-like damage to everybody around you. Now, I don't know what happens if you get convicted of something, what happens to your marriage when you get convicted of something like this, but Samir Rao was married. So not only did he have to, his wife, his poor suffering wife, have to deal with crazy 18-hour days he was doing, and her husband being forced to fundraise in his family, driven by the fraudster Carlos Watson. Not only that, this whole thing blows up, and now they become a single wage family, and the guy is completely deactivated from any kind of professional life at all, as well as having the family name dragged through the fucking mud. Yeah, look, that's a lot. And into it, we throw a grenade of, oh, by the way, in case you didn't know, he was also having sex with this woman while you were, no love is lost for me with any of these guys, but something in me, the dude code, as it were, even in this age of rape, it was like pulling a muscle quickly. It kind of almost ruined my week. It gained you nothing, and it caused maximum damage to people that you once cared about. And moreover, it doesn't make you look any better. It was completely gratuitous hostility, and with the nervousness in the eyes, the shifty looking, and you know, and we will see you on Monday next week. Tuesday. Oh wow! I forgot I have to let Alexi know. I'll be flying, so there's no Tuesday. So maybe we're gonna take a Thanksgiving week off, spend some time. Yeah, spend some time. Spend some time with your families. I don't want any complaints. I don't want to spend time with your family. Just get some eating done. I'm gonna rest my body too. I'm not gonna train when I'm in New York. Just walk around with the kid and have some relaxing times. That's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, do not die between now and Monday. And I'll try to do the same. Until then, look what you made me do!